Good morning.
Morning.
Got a few things to say. I came here to tell you about what's been going on in this Capitol behind me to reduce gun violence.
Not enough.
And I'm sorry to tell you that the answer is nothing. They've done nothing. They are doing nothing. And they plan to do nothing. But that's about to change. Because we're here to demand action to reduce gun violence, and we demand action now. So last week, I held the bipartisan press conference with two of my GOP Senate colleagues and one of my DFL colleagues. We held that conference to call for universal background checks and mandatory reporting of a lost or stolen firearm. But before we were even done, before we even walked out of that room, the leader of the Senate Republicans, Paul Gazelka, said we don't have time to waste on things that won't pass. But folks, that's kind of funny to me, because he's the exact person that would determine whether or not something would pass.
Yeah.
Now, I've tried to get a hearing on these bills, but time and again, they've said they won't hear them. But you can bet they are going to hear us now. I want to tell you what the problem is and how we're going to solve it. Because all our progress is being stonewalled. And there are three reasons, none of them which have to do with special interest money. The first problem is this big lie. NRA lobbyists will tell you that all gun owners oppose anything to do with guns. But that's a lie. And we know that's a lie. 97% of people and 97% of gun owners support universal background checks.
Yeah.
I've even met with some NRA members and some Republican gun owners, and most of them want the same things we want. Now, the second problem is partisanship. Politicians think they can't give an inch. In fact, they're told they can't give an inch, and everybody has to hold the line. But if they're given the freedom, or if they find the bravery, I know what we're doing here has bipartisan support. The last problem, we got more. The last problem is that politicians in this building fear the NRA. They think if they do the slightest thing against them, people will come out in droves. But it's time politicians learn that you are the ones that will come out in droves. Now let me get real. If you've had enough, then this march is not good enough. You need to show up tomorrow. You need to show up the day after. And you need to keep showing up until they've had enough. This rally is great. This march is great. But the people we need to convince aren't here. But they'll be inside this building on Monday. And you need to come here in small groups of 5, 10, 20, I don't care how many. But you need to show up. And you need to talk to these leaders face to face. You need to talk to the committee chairs. You need to talk to the leadership. And you need to demand a hearing. You need to demand a vote. And you need to do that each day until this session is over. Because that is the only way we're going to bring about change. All right, folks. I need your help on this last part of the speech. Because we need action now. So after I say a phrase, I need you to say the word now. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We want elected officials to pass common sense gun bills.
Yeah.
We want action to save our students' lives.
Yeah.
We want universal background checks.
Yeah.
We want to ban straw person buyers. We want gun violence protection orders. We want to stop gun violence. Pass these bills. Save our families. Save our students. March. Lobby. Protest. Action. End gun violence. Thank you.